Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you all to another Epic 7 video. We will be taking on the Abyss Challenge mode. We are on floor 8, and in this floor, oh my gosh, the amount of RNG that I had to face when trying to beat this floor. Not using this team, but for the other two teams that I used, I beat this floor 3 times by the way, with 3 different teams, with this team being the easiest and most successful team um, out of all the 3 that I used. So it's the one that I'm going to be showing you because it does use a limited unit being Milim, but if you don't have that, I will link in the description below a different team composition that doesn't use any limited heroes that should help you out if you do not have these units built or anything by that means, or you don't have a limited hero being Milim. Now, when it comes to this floor, essentially you will be trying to hit Cecilia 5 times while having 4 more buffs. The reason why Milim makes this extremely easy is because Milim not only has an undispellable buff, but also grant herself 2 different buffs, being increased evasion as well as increased attack. So that right there is 3 buffs, and you really only need 1 more buffs coming from these guys right here. So it essentially makes the floor super easy to meet that buff threshold, and then after that it's really just you DPSing her down and killing her. So yeah, let's go into the stats of these units. For Milim, you're just going full damage, and you are putting her on Daydream Joker, full damage, full destruction. Most of these pieces, well, I guess 3 of these pieces are free-to-play pieces. So to give you an idea, if you do have Milim, it shouldn't be that hard to get her damage numbers up. She just has insane like attack and stuff, so it makes it so much easier to get her to have really high damage. So yeah, if you have Milim, highly recommend doing this composition using Milim, or doing this fight using Milim. It just makes it so much easier. Then we have who else? I scrolled past them. Adventurer Ross. I actually changed his gear a little bit. He's a little bit faster. I think you should aim around 230 speed, 150 effect resistance if you can. I don't have it, so it's not needed, but it will help you out a lot. This artifact is important for the other team compositions. However, with Milim, it's not really needed, but it does make things a lot easier. So if you have this artifact, this does help out a lot, and it does work out very well when it comes to granting a bunch of buffs to your DPS unit. That's everything for Adventurer Ross, and then we shall go into our Kitty Carissa, who has 230 speed. She can be faster, slower, whatever you got. Actually, probably just aim around 230 speed, and as close as 150 effect resistance as you can get. You are using this artifact purely because you need to make sure you have 3 or more buffs when Cecilia uses her S3, or the damage, or Cecilia will essentially one-shot anybody who doesn't have 3 or more buffs, literally. So this is why we have this artifact, because after Carissa uses her S3, she will have immunity, she will have her undispellable loveliness or whatnot, as well as increased speed. So having those 3 buffs, so your Kitty Carissa does not get one shot. Then we have our sinful Angelica, who did end up dying, but you don't necessarily. If she was a little bit faster, she actually wouldn't have died because she would have had immortality up, so that it wouldn't have killed her. But yeah, so essentially just play around that. If you can get her a little bit faster, probably like 10 more speeds faster, while also having her still be at least 150 effect resistance, then on the turn in which Cecilia will S3, Sinful will cut in front and will be able to grant herself immortality so that she doesn't die. If she does die, it's perfectly fine. You don't actually need her to survive after that point, because your Kitty Carissa and your Adventurer Ross will essentially do their job and will finish the boss off paired with Milim. So yeah, I have her on this artifact purely for the CR push after her using her S3. That is it. You can use any other artifact. You can use artifact that can grant random buffs to your team. Honestly, anything could work for this floor. I just use this for the increased combat readiness after she uses her S3. So yeah, like I said, a different team comp that doesn't use any doesn't use any limited heroes, it will be linked below in the description. If you do have these heroes, I highly recommend using this team composition. It will give you less of a headache. And yeah, aside from that, I will now take you into the video of me beating this floor. Alright, this fight is relatively self-explanatory, but I will just go over some word of advice. When Cecilia has her S3 up, you want to make sure that you have at least 3 or more buffs on everybody. If you can't do that, then at least make sure you have 3 or more buffs up on your Adventure Ross, your Kitty, and Milim. Those are the most important people here. They essentially can trio this floor if you let them. And if Adventure Ross actually defense breaks, it also makes it 10 times easier. But aside from that, there really isn't anything more to this floor other than DPSing the boss down. And like you see here, Milim will then S3, and we should get weakness. And that's already one of the stars done with. And yeah, that is all. Then you just have to beat the floor, and that's really all there is to it. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you need any help or suggestions in the comments below. I will respond and give you kind of advice depending on the units that you have. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.
I'll protect you. Grant me the strength. Oh, I hate getting hurt. Should we get started? I hope you're ready. Will you play with Meow? Do your best. Meow. Corviso wants to play. Meow. Disappear, evil one. Can I go home after I lend you the power to take another's life? This is the start. Meow. All right, let's do this. This won't be an easy fight. Please, anybody there? I will break through. I'll do what I want. If I must fight, take this! Over here. Destroying everything? It's too annoying. Any time for me now? I'll do what I want. Meow meow. Should we get started? I hope you're ready.